Alrighty gents, number one, the winner of the 1,000 subscriber competition is Ian. Ian won because I love this game. And Ian is from SBN, the Shenanigan Battalion, which is my own clan in World of Tanks. I am very proud. And before any of you accuse me of favoritism, of choosing Ian's replay because he is in my clan, I want to say that you're probably right. So don't bother, because it is probably, like, I try to be as fair and objective as I can, but it probably is a factor that I know Ian's in my clan. I know that he has never played with a premium account. I know that he has no premium tanks. Yeah, I made that factor, but it doesn't change the fact that I love this game. I love the skill demonstrated in it, and I love how it goes down. It's a great game to watch. Now, it seems like Ian prefers a more defensive playstyle in his TDs, medium tanks. He's platooned with kill switch engaged here. Managed to pick up the Yak pump there, and he starts off by just sniping. Now, isn't a tier 8 medium tank in a tier 8 game? I would be on the 9 signal line, and it seems like kill switch prefers that more aggressive playstyle. But it's not for everyone, and Ian has certainly got his tanks set up for that kind of playstyle. He's got binos on this tank, and he starts having some blind shots. Holds a light mouse button, and you see he's got 3 marks of excellence on the gun of this T-44, and it's curious to me. Do you play this even though you have the T-54? Is it a money-making tank? What do you really like it? I'd be curious to know, Ian, what your motivations are for playing this tank as much as it seems that you do. So, what are the characteristics of the T-44? Well, I believe it's got 100mm of frontal armor, 80 at the side and 80 at the rear, I think. Now, it's a versatile tank. Its mobility is fair, its gun performance is partially underwhelming, I would say. It's got 5 degrees of gun depression, its armor is okay. It's an all-rounder. It's a versatile medium tank at tier 8. And now, the thing is, tier 8 medium tanks suck. They are really bad tanks in general. They just don't excel when put in the ballpark of other tanks at the tier, and that's mainly because of their stark comparison to I guess the leap from tier 8 to tier 9 in terms of medium tanks. Going from the T-44 to the T-54, there's no bigger jump in terms of tank ability in World of Tanks. And it's a dubious decision to get up on that pass again while he's spotted, known as T-28, giving overwatch to the middle part of the map. But it looks like T-28 may have relocated to defend the eastern flank. Is he going to be able to get a shot into this Bulldog? I swear to God, it looked like that shell missed, but somehow finds him. He looks at that T-28 and thinks, yeah, I'm going to pull forward and I'll aim backwards, which shows a nice bit of situational awareness. Again, having blind fires follow Leo, he does get spotted in return for that shell, so you can assume that shell must have been close. Puts his gunner back in because he is going to need him. Now, the 9 signal line at this flank has fallen quite heavily, and kill switch is over on the other side there. He's going to see if he can get some vision up for the friendly Archie. And Ian is seeing what he can do with this LB1 gun with 183mm of pen. If we all remember back in the day, back when I played it, this gun had 175mm of pen. It's not a drastic change, but something that we should bear in mind. And the premium has 235, that's your APCR, which is useful as well. We'll see it being used later into this game. And Ian does carry quite a stock of it, 20 rounds of APCR, but, I mean, who can blame him? On this tank, 183mm of pen, I mean, it doesn't allow you to engage the heavy tanks at your own tier, let alone function when you're placed in a higher tier matchup. And Naps the Bulldog, who just comes blazing out of nowhere. And I think at this point he's thinking about disengaging. I mean, there's an STA-2, there's an IS-20. This fight is looking difficult, but then GW Target P picks up the STA-2, and I think at this point he notices that and thinks, okay, now I have a chance, now I have an opportunity. And this is good decision making, what you're about to see. He knows that he just can't afford to play passively. His team are outnumbered, they're losing 5-8. And this is bloody amazing. Watch this. 183mm of pen. Look at that. The IS-3 came over a little dip in land and pointed his lower plate so far down that Ian penned the upper plate of the IS-3 with 183mm of pen. That's just fantastic. And now he is loading his premium shells, but doesn't matter. He knows that he's got support of the enemy, of the friendly arty, and they pick him up for him. So 1.6k damage right now, not an impressive game by most standards, but it's gonna get better, I can assure you. Those 5100s are in a platoon, obviously work well together. They picked up a kill each, working up over that 9-0 flank. And kill switch has gone down during that engagement with the IS-3, and it is 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 enemy tanks. Oh no, it's 8. Well, it's 3 versus 8 now. And there goes the Leo. Yeah, sets up his binos in this location. And it's the binos that he's got that managed to keep that Leo spotted for as long as he was. And picks him up, and apparently GW Panther says that someone's been ported for cheats. I guess no one's allowed to kill that GW Panther because he's... I really don't know. Now, this is a dangerous location. Those 5100s are in a platoon, you can guarantee they're going to attack together. How much health did we last see them on? One was last seen on full health, and the other one is on 361 hit points. But you don't know when that T-28 is going to get into the engagement. You've got to also remember the enemy have got 3 Archie. 2 have 210mm cannons with 2000 alpha damage. And that Lorraine has a 155mm gun. I assume he's using that gun. So very, very dangerous guns are going to be targeting them as soon as they get spotted. Ian decides he likes the highland, wants to set up his binos on as highland as possible, which is not a bad idea. At this point, gives him the best chance of spotting over the ridge lines and undulations that are all over this map. And again, his binos have managed to pick up a target at long distance here. Very good position, and then Pick just comes out of nowhere like, oh, 2 tanks behind me? Don't want your cap. What could possibly go on? So, 3 killed there, how pleasant. Okay, now, things are getting interesting. Okay, 1 shot 5100. And that guy will know he's here, so Ian is doing a job preventing this 5100 from making a move on the SU. But the enemy have artillery, that is their main advantage. The longer Ian and the SU-100 sit in a combat where they're spotted, the less chance I have of winning this game, because those arty will just splash them slowly to death. I'm not sure about this maneuver, moving up against 5100s, and indeed he gets spotted at probably the worst possible time, and decides he's going to disengage, obviously not wanting to YOLO in between 2 5100s. That sounded like the Lorraine arty firing there, judging by the caliber. And He's trying to defend that SU, but if you'll notice, the SU-152 got killed by the T-28. So, what can we work out from that? Well, we can actually work out exactly where the T-28 is. He must be up by those rocks still, and probably maybe making his way over here, so that gives us some information as well. And Ian feathers a shot at the 50, and it just skies straight over his tank. Awful result. As 5100 is a scary tank. Ian can take 3 shots. Takes 1, putting a shot out, and then falls back behind cover, and that knocks the 50 of the confidence that he needed to keep pushing on Ian. But there's 2 Archies still in this game, and they are platooned with each other. They've only got 1 target left. That is fearsome. Ian spots a T-28 and gets a very unexpected kill. I don't think that 5100 saw that coming. The enemy 5100 is moving. I don't know whether he was out of shells or whether he just lost confidence in what he was doing there, but he throws his tank away in seizing the opportunity. Obviously, an enemy tank is far less likely to hit you while you're moving, while it's moving. So Ian, seeing that, pushed out and secured that kill. Now, knows the T-28 is approaching. He's got time to prepare. He's going to use this bush on the top to see what he can find. He tries to reverse behind cover there, but realizes quickly that's not going to work. So puts out a shot in preparation, just trying to soften him up for the coming engagement. And God, it's risky to use that bush again. And there goes Michael Bay with his pyrotechnics. Again, just being patient, and I would have waited at that point for a clearance shot. I would have waited until the T-28 got to this location, and then taken the shot at his rear, at his engine. For one thing, that lessens the chance that he'll return fire, because he has to reverse out his gun out from behind that hill, and it also means I might get an engine fire, and I maybe get a better shot. But, I mean, we can all sympathise. I'm sure we've all been in this situation where your hands are shaking. You're just thinking, can I win this? I mean, Ian is standing on the edge of a Colabanos medal here. It was 1 versus 5, which were 3 tier 8s, well, 5 tier 8s, 2 of them being some of the most deadly Archie ever. And he's zeroed out in front of here. He's going to use the mobility of the T-44, and that T-28 is going to... misses the shot, and he's thinking about going for it, but we do not know what gun that T-28 is using. We can't make a judgment based on him killing the SU earlier, because that SU was a one-shot for either gun. And if that T-28 is using the 100mm gun, for example, or the 90mm gun, he would have reloaded it in time there for when Ian came back out. So he doesn't want to chest that. He knows that he's got the advantage over this guy. He's got the advantage in mobility and in the ability to relocate. Well, that is an ability. Blah blah blah. Good comment from Steve. But again, when out playing a tank like this in this situation, it's all about keeping calm, engaging him from multiple angles. And it's exactly what Ian is doing here, trying to pop up in unexpected locations. Just scum pigs. They're going to be hunting him every single time he pops up. And where is he going to engage next? And look at all those pigs. So many pigs. And T-28 is going to try capping. Can't find a shell, but he did not get spotted there. So again, he's going to keep calm, use his mobility. Now, I guess if he had the option, he'd like to go and kill the Artie at this stage, but don't have time with that captain shot, and he gets spotted. We can only assume that the T-28 has lit him up with binos from the cap circle, and now he's a sitting duck. He's just not out in the open for Archie. And T-28 does not decide to come to the ridge line on the edge of the cap to engage him, instead favouring to garnishing his cap points and put pressure on Ian, and Ian's just looking at the front of his tank. From his camera movements, he seems fairly calm, which is impressive under the circumstances. Let us see what we can do. Here we go. Found the bush, and where is he? He's got to push forward out of the cover of the bush. He's got a very slim shot. And he misses it. There are 16 seconds left on the cap, and he's loaded a high explosive shell to see what he can do here. And is it even going to do any damage if he... Oh my god! That was clutch! Oh my word, what a reset that was! Splashing it onto the roof of the newly roofed T-28 prototype, which in theory gives it better protection from high explosive shells. Didn't work too well there, as Ian is able to do 113 damage with a 100mm HE splash. And now he's gone back to his premium shells. Now he's elected to fire one premium shell and one high explosive shell. And he fires the T-28, puts his first shot in and reduces him to 45 health. And he's got his high explosive shell loaded, but the T-28 is aiming. He baits once. And that is good night, Mr. T-28. Oh, what a base defense that was right there. Now he's keeping high explosive shells loaded. But at this point, there's no real need, because the high explosive shells won't one-shot these RT anyway. You're gonna need 2 shots, so you might as well make sure you get the full alpha damage out of the shell and load your AP or APCR. As he hunts for his pools medal with the enemy RT. That is literally... That's how I experienced it. Like, the first time I watched this replay, I was just like, okay, versus the RT, let's go, how can you... And then it ended, and I was just... Ah! Ah! I have confidence. I have a belief that with the time that allow, that Ian would have been able to pick up the enemy Scumpix, pick up his pools medal, his Colabanos, and a really, really damn good game. Gentlemen, hopefully you've enjoyed the competition. Do let me know if you've watched up until this point. Do let me know what you'd like to see me do next, because I want to do another celebration, but is it bad to do another competition? I will be making a LOL compilation of all the other funny moments that I didn't use in the finals. So if you see yourself in there, congratulations. Yay. Okay, yeah, guys, farewell.
Jingle! Sure. No. It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Can you stop stamping, please, killer?